How y'all doing? It's just a little experimentation here, something different than what I've done in the past. I'm going to start a new set of videos. I like to talk about what's going on in the world. Sometimes I feel like that opinion don't matter. They're like assholes. Everybody's got one. They all stink. In this case, though, I feel like there is a need for voices on the particular side of the spectrum where I fall. So, we're going to be doing some of these videos. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm sure you'll get the point. So, this video here is about a young girl who is on a track team at Sonoma Academy in California. She had a bad injury and had to rehab and was coming back for her final year in high school on the track and field team. And she had to finish in the top 3 in order to get a spot to compete at state. She finished 4th, unfortunately. That would be the end of the story in a lot of cases. However, in my mind, it's not. Because as it happens, the number 2 finisher was a trans girl, aka biological male. Up until 2022, as late as 2021, he was competing with the boys. But after much reflection, had decided that, in fact, he was a she. And since that's clearly okay, they let her run with the girls. He is a junior. He'll be back next year. Unfortunately, Adeline Johnson, and I hope I'm saying your name right, Adeline, is not. She is a senior. So, pretty sure, if I remember how high school goes, this is her last crack at it. She finished 4th in the 1,600 meters. She, unfortunately, had to finish 3rd or better. So, here's a quick take from Megyn Kelly. I got a few things up here. I'm going to run through them. See what Megyn Kelly has to say about this.
I take you to Dublin, California, where over the weekend in the 1,600-meter race, a girl, an actual girl named Adeline Johnson came in 4th. She's an actual girl. If she had not had to run against a trans girl, meaning a biological boy, she would have been in 3rd place, and she would have made it.
I'm not sure what you're supposed to say right there, but I agree.
To the next round, which is the state championships. Unfortunately, they made her run against a biological boy who's a junior in high school, so that means 15 or 16 years old, so that is definitely in the midst of potentially past boy puberty, and so not surprisingly, that biological boy.
On a sidebar, I was Ubering my youngest daughter to school today, and I was taking a ride with a gentleman who was breaking down to me the biological things that happen when you are in the womb as a boy or as a girl. It was interesting, but that's just biology. Sorry.
Who goes by the name of Athena Ryan, won. That person came in 2nd and stole the place of Adeline Johnson, who deserved to go to the state championships.
I don't know if she's going to say it, but you got number 4 was Adeline Johnson, the one who finished 4th, and then you have number 2, Ryan or Athena Ryan, I think, finished 2nd.
You can see it here. Number 2 is the biological boy trans girl. Number 4 is the girl who will not be going to the state championship. And you can see she gave a thumbs down to somebody off camera.
And of course, they're bashing this girl for giving a thumbs down. Transphobic and all that BS. She was giving a thumbs down because she finished 4th. And she was striving for 3rd or better. This is probably not relevant to a lot of people. I have 2 daughters, 2 biological daughters. As Dylan Mulvaney would say, they were born with Barbie pouches. Real ones. So this has a great, great significance to me. My oldest daughter just started high school. Both of my children are pretty athletic. And given the opportunity to play sports, they've done it. My oldest daughter wants to do track. I find it difficult to encourage my biological daughters to get and to commit heavily into high school sports. Now, I know that's a two-edged sword because sports, there's a lot of good that comes out of that. It takes up a kid's time. I was an athlete in high school. I get it. I'm not suggesting they shouldn't compete. However, this is not just a one-off thing here at Sonoma Academy. This is happening in high schools. This is happening in colleges. This is happening everywhere. This happened to one of the best female college swimmers on earth. If you haven't listened to the Riley Gaines, Jordan Peterson interview, if you're interested in this type of stuff, check it out because she's firsthand was there. Sometime later, she got barricaded in a classroom for a few hours because... Just check it out if you don't know. All right, so a couple interesting things to mention about this particular situation. And there's a lot of them. So like I say, this isn't a one-off. And I plan on focusing on this for a little bit. So you'll see more of these situations. So we got Caitlyn Jenner, who is, I think, a great person to hear what they have to say in this situation. He used to be a he, Bruce Jenner. He became a she, Caitlyn Jenner. And he/she competed on the highest level in track and field in the Olympics. Remember, Bruce won gold. Caitlyn has not. Or does all that shit just transfer? All tough questions moving forward that we need to know and we need to answer because clearly this is the way of it now. Anyway, Caitlyn Jenner says, well, first let me read Clay Travis's tweet that she responded to. A male high school student who would have finished last for boys in the 1,600-meter race, came in second for girls, and stole a state title race from a deserving girl. Look at the fourth-place girl in the pic. We looked at that. She is pissed off, as she should be. And so Caitlyn Jenner responds as somewhat, because he was an Olympic gold medalist. As somewhat of a track star myself and a trans person, this is wrong. All caps, 3 exclamation points. I think that's like the pinnacle of explanation online. Help me push back. Okay, so now, look, I don't give a shit what you do. I don't care what you identify as. It's none of my business. I care about me, and I care about mine. The thing about it is, this is a situation that is no longer just about personal choice, personal decision, living your best self, whatever. This is now on a daily basis affecting women. What happened to the women? Bro, you know what? It has become such a toxic thing that it is more beneficial for women as a collective whole to stay quiet than to fight for what they know is right and for the bullshit that is being cast upon them. They were the champions for a while. Me Too and women's lib and all that's great. But where the fuck is it at? Excuse my language, but goddamn, where the fuck is it at? This is happening on every level of athletics. Title IX was created just to give women a fair opportunity. So the way around Title IX, I guess, is just to say you're a woman and then you're covered by Title IX. You're not what Title IX is trying to stop. You're what Title IX is trying to protect. Bro. All right, so, like I say, let me wrap this up here. And I want to wrap this up by letting you hear, because, you know, this is a kid. This is a young high school person who has had some influence in their life, clearly. I find it interesting that most of these kids that are coming out as trans, 4,000% more than they were a few years ago. 4,000%. That is a legitimate number. I just didn't pull that out of my fucking rectum. That is a real number. Look it up. 4,000% of an increase. And I notice that when you do look at a lot of these kids, that their parents, if you can believe it, are also trans or non-binary. It's wrong when it begins to affect other. Your rights begin where my rights end. And you're not asking for equality. You're not asking for the freedom to express yourself. You're asking for preferential treatment. And you're literally one of the smallest groups in the entire country, in the entire world. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, women make up almost half the country. Biological women make up almost half the country. And they can't even play sports if they don't agree with having a biological male undressing with them in their locker room. What the fuck? So anyway, I want to finish this video off by giving you an opportunity to listen to what the second place finisher had to say about their performance. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'll make a couple comments afterwards, but yeah. Let me see. Let me get this started here. What the fuck is going on? Let's see. How do I get it going? Oh, my Lord. It was going good. Make it a little smaller. Okay. Oh, man. I'm going to have to go ahead. Let me see what happens when I blow it up. That's a picture? I had this on a picture the whole damn time? All right. Damn it. Okay. I thought I had this on the video, but I got it on a picture, so I don't know what happened. Not sure what happened, but let's see. Okay. Anyway, my bad. That was a picture. First one of these videos. We'll get better. Point is, the young man was bragging about how quickly they had risen in the ranks and how just weeks ago they were finishing 6th, 7th, whatever. They seem to have found their stride and they are going to compete at states. Awesome. Where the only way they'll probably not do well is if they are faced with more trans women. Because that's what's going to happen. All of these things, you know, let me tell you something. Common sense is common sense. Fact is fact. And the truth always comes to the light. So this situation is going to work itself out somehow. Whether it takes a year, a decade, whatever. The problem is, in the meantime, the damage that's going to be done. Women's records on a college level, a high school level, they're going to be shattered by body lengths, by seconds, by whatever. And then once this evens itself out and we right the ship. What about all those records? What about all those women? What about all those girls like Adeline Johnson that is going to miss a chance to compete at a state championship in high school? You got to have grades. You got to have commitment to practice whatever your craft is if you're playing extracurricular activities. Anybody that's played sports in high school knows that on any level. Above and beyond all that, this girl had a pretty bad injury that sidelined her for a significant amount of time. And she got back from that and is running in her senior year. Senior year in high school. And then, bam, gone. Now, if you're on one side of this, you're going to say, well, inclusivity and blah, blah, blah. What about that girl? What about everything she worked for? What about her rights? What about what she wants? What about her ability to live inclusively? What about her right to rights, basic rights? It's some bullshit. So that's how I see it. Tell me what you think. We're going to have more of these videos. Less of the ha-ha he shit, because the ha-ha he shit is what they want us to do. I got a voice. There's not enough voices on this side. There needs to be more common sense. There needs to be more conversation. There needs to be more dialogue. You're not going to get it if you try to talk to them, because they're not having it. They only have one type of structure to debate, to argue, to reinforce their point, and that is complete freak out. Whether it's screaming, whether it's calling you names. You'll become the quickest racist, homophobe, transphobe, every phobe, every ism, every be all that. So the conversation is really not there to be had. I have had some conversations with a handful of thoughtful individuals that can see that this side of the story is not trying to push away anybody's rights, is not trying to take away anybody's ability to live like they want to live. All it's asking for is the same thing they're asking for. Some level playing ground. But we can't even agree on basic shit, so there is no level playing ground. I want to try to level the playing ground on one particular side. So I appreciate you listening. My name is Mike. You can check out these videos every day. And thanks for watching. That's it.